Next we spend time reading practicing fairies. If you stop this, we will create a really fun fairy tale. After reading a bunch of practice fairy tales, we knew we can make one too. Then since we're tests of Goldilocks and the three bears, the three billy goats rock, and the three little pigs rock. Through the writing process, which I'm sure you all know, we drafted, revised, and edited our review. We visualized in our stories and added details to our writing.
Speaking of stars, we found 19 stars that can write, tell jokes, and act.
Hey, speaking of jokes, I got one. What did the bear lock the little girl in the house with?
Anyone?
Goldilocks.
Anyone guess?
We heard it. Someone said it.
Goldilocks.
A Goldilocks.
How did you know?
Wait, what's it?
Hey Max, I've got a joke. Why did the three little pigs pay the big bad wolf?
Anyone? Anyone? Anyone else?
Why?
That's Yummy, baby sister.
Why?
From Chimney Sweets. Hey guys, how about this? Why did Goldilocks feel so good? Anyone? Anyone?
Why?
Because she was feeling her oats. How's this one for a laugh? What did the little pig take to the laundry? Anyone? A hogwash. A hogwash? What is a hogwash? Now relax on your backs. Remember to silence your cell phones and enjoy the magical performance of two fractured fairies. With performances of fairies, we will be sharing our individual and class fractured fairy tales.
Please leave a comment for the comment section.
We would like to thank our class rounds for organizing the team today and for planning our trips and
there's a family who lived in a small house at the edge of a pond. In the backyard, they had their very young swimming pool.
it had three lily pads. One was for Papa Bullfrog, one for Mama Bullfrog, and one for Baby Bullfrog. One day, the Bullfrog family was just getting ready to sit down for a meal of soup, but the soup was very hot. So they decided to take a short hop before the meal.
By the time they could, the soup cooled down.
Meanwhile, a little girl named Goldilocks was walking in the wood. She noticed a little house at the edge of the pond. She opened the door and she went inside. Gee, three bowls of soup. I wonder who these belong to.
Goldilocks took a spoonful from Papa Bullfrog's bowl. Before she took a sip, she knew that something was brewing.
Ew, this soup with crickets inside. Yuck.
Then she took a spoonful of Mama Bullfrog's. But before she put it in her mouth, she again noticed that something was off.
Ew, this soup has flies inside. Yuck. Then she noticed that Baby Bullfrogs didn't have any flies or crickets. This soup is just right. Goldilocks ate all of Baby Bullfrog's soup. Then she looked out the window and noticed the frog swimming pool. She thought it would be nice to take the swim.
Goldilocks went for a while. She noticed there were three lily pads in the pool.
This is where she wondered who would live in this house. It looks like it would be fun to sit on one of the lily pads.
Goldilocks climbed to Papa Bullfrog's lily pad.
This lily pad's too big.
She swam over to Mama Bullfrog.
This lily pad's too slippery. She swam over to the third and final lily pad which belonged to Baby Bullfrog. This lily pad's just right. Suddenly there was a burbling noise. The lily pad was shaking. Goldilocks ran to the water with a splash. Then she swam to the ladder to pool and got out. Goldilocks went inside the house to look around. She went upstairs and she noticed there were 3 bouncy walking beds. Who lived in a house with fly soup and lily pads and bouncing looking beds? First, Goldilocks go on Papa's little frog's bouncy bed and began to jump. She made and she bounced too high in the air and bumped her head into the sand.
Next, you climb up to another football bed. You hop once but nothing happened. You hop again but still nothing happened.
This bed is not bouncy enough.
She began to bounce on baby bullfrogs. She could bounce higher and higher and lower and lower. She could do flips, flops, and tricks.
This bed is just right. Goldilocks grew tired of bouncing on baby bullfrog's bed, so she lay down and went to sleep. She and the bullfrog family came hopping back from their outing. They were hungry and looking forward to some tasty soup full of flies and crickets. Suddenly, Papa Bullfrog noticed that something was not quite right. Someone's been sampling my soup, Ribbit. Someone also took a spoonful of my soup. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Someone took a spoonful of my soup and it's all gone. The 3 bullfrogs noticed that something was different about their swimming pool. Someone who was sitting on my lily pad, Ribbit. Yes, there's definitely been someone sitting on my lily pad, Ribbit. Someone has been sitting on my lily pad and it's saying, Ribbit, Ribbit, Ribbit. So 3 hop upstairs. Someone was bouncing Ribbit on my bed. Yes, there's definitely been Ribbit. Someone bouncing on my bed. Someone has been bouncing on my bed and she's still there. Ribbit, Ribbit.
Her father come up to Goldilocks woke up. He was greeted by a family of frogs there in their car. They were hopping there.
Goldilocks jumped out the window just like a car. Then she ran out of the woods and never stepped into a strange house. The end.
Think I could get over there? It's alright, I'm gonna stay here. Good spot.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little elephants who lived with their parents. When they were old enough, they went out to live on their own. The first little elephant was down in the shack. One day, there was a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? It's the big bad mouse. Open up at once. Hello? Is anybody out there? Let me in, let me in, let me in. That's strange. Someone was knocking at my door, but whoever it was, they seemed to have gone away.
The mouse was frustrated, so he slipped a note under the elephant's door. It read,
Squeak, 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 I'm the big bad mouse. I'll rip up your garden, I'll tear down your house. I'll tug on your tail, I'll pull on your ears. I'm mighty and mean, I'm the worst of your fears. Later that day, the elephant found the note. I know, a big bad mouse. I've never seen a mouse before, but it sounds very scary. I bet it has big yellow eyes and long, sharp teeth. Oh no, help, there's a big bad mouse on it. I must run away before it comes back to my house. I must run away. The terrified elephant ran through the backyard, tripping over tables and bumping into chairs. The terrified elephant didn't stop running until she arrived at the second elephant's house. The second elephant was in a brick house. It had a door that was larger than the first elephant's wooden shack. It had a doorbell at the first elephant. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, who's there? It's me. There's a big bad mouse on. Can I stay at your house? Please, please. doorbell rang. The two elephants looked at each other and their terror grew. Who could it be? I'm not answering it. Don't look at me. I'm not answering it either.
The mouse kept ringing the doorbell, but no one answered. Finally, he grew frustrated, so he slipped a note under the door. It read,
Squeak, squeak, squeak. I'm the big bad mouse. I'll rip up your ground. I'll tear down your house. I'll tug on your tail. I'll pull on your ears. I'm mighty and mean. I'm the worst of your fears. Oh no, this is terrifying. Now the big bad mouse has come to my house. What will we do? Where will we go? There's a gigantic, frightening, fierce mouse in the woods. Run! I was run for my life. The two terrified elephants ran through the back door, tipping over their legs and tangling up their tails. The two terrified elephants didn't stop running until they arrived at the third elephant's house. The third elephant lived in an enormous mansion in a long driveway and a swimming pool. The two elephants rang the doorbell. As soon as James the butler entered the door, they ran past him, waving their arms wide. Oh no! It's horrible! It's terrifying! Help us! Do something! Call for help! Call the police! Call the army!
Get home yourself, both of you. Now slow down. Tell me what you're so frightened of.
A mouse!
A mouse? Why don't you say so? I've never seen a mouse. But I imagine a mouse would be humongous, larger than this mansion. I think he might have stood and not breathe fire.
The three elephants huddled in fear. They remained very still, listening with extreme care. After a few minutes, the doorbell rang.
Don't answer it, James.
Why not, Master Elephant?
It's a mouse, James. A humongous, terrifying, scaly, fire-breathing mouse.
Don't be ridiculous. Mice are tiny, pretty creatures that scurry and about eat seeds and berries.
James went and opened the door. The three elephants were frightened that their eyes were popping out and their ears stood straight out of their heads.
Well, what do we have here? A tiny little mouse. Would you please deliver the message to your favorite owls? Please tell them, squeak, squeak, squeak. I'm a big bad mouse. I'll rip up your rabbit and I'll tear down your house. I'll tug on your tail and I'll pull on your ears. I'm mighty and mean and I'm the worst of your fears. Elephants, come here. You must face your foe. I must say, he's especially not scary.
The elephants walked very nervously toward the door. The first and second little elephant were looking over the shoulder of the third.
The three elephants stared at the doorway, but no one appeared to be there except James the butler. They looked to the left, they looked to the right, they looked up, then they looked down.
There on the door stood still a little tiny mouse.
But you're so small. I've never seen a mouse before.
They're really not very frightening at all.
You're so huge, I do not know this is the way you look. Eat elephants!
And the mouse scampered into the woods.
At last, the elephants have seen that a mouse was very small.
The three elephants were never afraid of a mouse again.
So, mouse never again threatened to rip up the elephant's garden or tear down an elephant's house. Everyone is happy.
Make sure you're